I'm not going to be live streaming that long. But yeah, I had to go out because my sister had 2 doctor's appointments this morning, so that all turned out fine. We were there for like 4 hours, which was like tormenting for me. I've had worse because I'm having all kinds of issues with the phone. So anyway, like I said, mental hospital. The phone still works. Okay, it's just the battery won't charge. Turning it on right now. So this phone isn't going out of service, mental hospital, if that's what you thought was going to happen, if that's what you're hoping for. Just because your phone is off doesn't mean you don't get voicemails, mental hospital. That's what Almighty God determined today, and then I discussed it with 2 other people. Okay? And it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with you being too sick to run a hospital. So you're going to stop working, and it's possible your hospital doors will be closed. Because what you're doing is a criminal act, and it's shocking what you're doing. Okay? Somebody has to tell you. Get my coffee. And it's important for everybody, again, to understand why thermonuclear weapons have to be used. Okay? It's really that serious. So, again, Massachusetts law is that you notify the person's next of kin, which is me, as the spouse. And it's been what? Today's the 8th day, at least. Um, he said Thanksgiving, and a voice in the background said you just got here. But if he was in an emergency room for 24 hours, right, I'm familiar with people being sectioned for 72 hours. You typically start out in an emergency room and then you're transferred somewhere else. Not as 72 hours begins at the mental hospital, which is probably what that person was trying to do. Okay. And I think this business where you think that you're going to house homeless people by lying to the insurance. Okay, that's called kidnapping, fraud, okay, and moral depravity. You're not helping anyone, you're morally depraved because I'm also homeless and it was extremely cold last night and today, and you know it. And that's all you know about me is that I'm homeless. I'm street homeless. You know that from the dude himself. Okay? He's in a psychiatric ward. Okay, so you know that he's married to someone else that's homeless. And that he had an episode and took off on Tuesday night. That's what you know. Okay? You know that he has a spouse, he has a power of attorney, that's me, and he has a healthcare proxy, that's me, and you refuse to contact me. So you're criminally insane. Yes. Also, the person has a brain injury, okay, and you involuntarily sectioned him. So he doesn't have the mental capacity to tell you he's separated. And that's why. Because and the fact that he called me about 7 times. Okay? Called me about 7 times. Love you, trying to get the housing. You can't go to like clearly just all over the place, mentally confused, and you still don't contact me. So you're criminally deranged. You're absolutely criminally deranged. I have another phone that will be used for phone calls at this point in my Royal Caribbean app because I don't know exactly what's causing all those problems on the telephone, so I'm going to be careful about what I use that phone for. I saw that I could get into a different Twitter account that's saved by Google and I can get into Facebook. Right. I don't know if that's the person that's driving or if she went out the back door. Hold on, let me see what's going on. I better make sure she's okay. I gotta tell her that she might be standing outside in the cold out on at the other side. Sure. I think she's back already, is what it is, because she's actually in her car. So I might have to shut this off. But anyway, so that's what's up. That's what's happening. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's happening. Mental hospital. Obviously, I'm sure that the head of Health and Human Services has already been notified, and the Attorney General. But sure, I'll post it on Twitter so that that's how people are finding out things. I went over the thing about the nurse at Spalding, and people can ruminate on that. And the denial, probably her family. Do you have a nurse family member that works at the corner, the presidential suite at Spalding Rehabilitation Center? It's God, because that wasn't even a thought in my head until all of a sudden, was it today or yesterday? It's God doing it. Yeah, I gotta shut this off.